what happened with us just recently, okay? We had a deal that we bought in Mesa. I do actively fix and flip. We do probably about 20 a year. Last year we did 40. This year we'll do 20. Why am I doing half of what I did last year? Interest rates, uncertainty, right? So I buy a deal at 200, thinking I'm going to sell it for 415 was our number. So we bought it, 50% of the potential ARV, pretty good number. We ended up selling that deal, just barely. We ended up selling that deal for 360, $55,000 below. Okay, guess what? Fell out of contract 2 days ago. What do you think is going to happen now with new interest rates for my new buyer that's coming in? We will probably end up selling this property not for 360. We will probably end up selling it for about $315,000. I will write a check on this deal for 20 grand. Okay? That is why you need to stay away from fixing and flipping unless you're buying deals 40 cents on the dollar. Okay? Write that down. The old adage of, hey, 70 cents minus repairs, right? So people that are brand new, you're brand new. So if you want to buy a fix and flip, you look at the main value of what the value of the property could be, right? That's the ARV. And you say, okay, $415,000, I would have normally bought that at 70% and then subtract my renovation costs. That's a decent formula, okay? Dude, I bought that thing at like 40%. And we're still writing a check for 20 grand, okay? So you need to understand if you are fixing and flipping, you need to be buying deeper, okay? Go ahead.
I had a question. So
yeah.
Novation is going to be a little bit different, right?
Novation's always going to be a little bit different, yes.
Because we just got one under contract at, we just got a Novation under contract at 400.
Okay.
And we're looking at potential sales price at 618.
Great deal. Why is Novation better than a regular fix and flip? Okay, there is potential holding cost depending on how you structure the deal. Do you know what a Novation agreement is? Okay. Who does not know what a Novation agreement is? Don't be shy. Robbie, my guy Robbie. Okay, so Robbie, here's what a Novation agreement is. Normally I would go to a homeowner or an agent and I'd say, hey, I want to buy that deal. Okay, as the buyer, I'm going to tell you a little secret. Anybody that actually is a cash buyer is not a real cash buyer. What are they? They're a hard money buyer. Everybody buys money with hard. They always buy a deal with hard money. And if they're using their own money, I look at them. Don't tell anybody I said this, but they're a loser. And the reason being is because they don't have anywhere else to put their money. Because think about this. If I'm going to go borrow somebody else's money, a hard money lender, it's usually about 10%. That means that I value my money only at 10%. And when inflation's at 9.1%, doesn't really make sense. So what I usually will do is I will use my money and I will go invest in things that are making me 20, 30, 40%, right? Like a title company, escrow companies, okay? That's where I will invest my personal money. So when I go to fix and flip, what are we doing? I'm borrowing somebody else's money at 10 so I can put my money into other investments that makes me way more than 10. So it doesn't make sense for me to put my money into a fix and flip, okay? So a Novation agreement is pretty amazing because what we're doing is we're going to a homeowner and we're going, hey, instead of me paying you off today and going and forcing me to get a hard money loan and paying funding fees, closing costs, all this kind of stuff, why don't you just let me fix and flip the property while you own it? And I will then pay you when my buyer comes to the table after I'm done with all the renovations. Okay, it saves closing costs. So do I ever become the owner in that situation? No. Okay, so one of my biggest Novation deals was a 50-lot development up in North Whitman. North Whitman. I just call it Whitman. Damn, it's north. So I had a seller that wanted to sell 50 lots at $15,000 each. And so I told the guy, I said, I'll do one better for you. I'll pay you 16 grand for each one of those lots. He's like, what? Everybody else is trying to pay me 12, 13. Like everybody's trying to lowball me. Why are you paying 16? Like this is the weirdest negotiation I've ever had. I go, because I'm going to pay you more money so I don't have to pay you until after I build the house and sell the house. So we built 50 mobile home units on those 50 lots. That seller got paid when? when my buyer brought their money to the table, okay? The mobile home units, I partnered with a manufacturer of mobile homes and gave him 30% of the project. The construction, installation, septic tanks, landscape, I went and partnered with a contractor that paid for all that stuff out of his pocket and gave him 30%. So I would make $100,000 per deal. We made $5 million, and I split it between the seller got his 16 grand per lot, the manufacturer of the mobile homes got 30%, the contractor got 30%, and me and my wife got 40%. And I was into 50 lots, no money out of my pocket. That's called a novation agreement. Okay, that's a bigger type of deal. But in a single family home is I go to the homeowner, I go, dude, I know you want a little bit more money. And it's gonna make it easier for me to pay you that number if I can actually use your house, renovate your house, sell that house, and get my profit as long as we lock in your guaranteed rate. So your guaranteed number to that seller is 400 grand?
Yes.
So you told the seller, hey, I'll give you 400 grand, but I'm not gonna give that 400 grand to you until I sell the property to my end buyer. Everybody understand what a novation is now?
And you cover it, TI, HOA.
Amazing. So in that situation, the seller is actually gonna continue to make the payment on that property. So he has no closing costs on the front end. He has no lender points. He doesn't have to pay commission to an agent or anything along those lines. What I do when I get a deal from an agent that's going to end up being a novation agreement, I let the agent list my property for me so they get paid from my end buyer. Right? Is that what you guys are doing, or is there no agent involved?
We don't have an agent involved right now, but we may potentially use an agent to sell it.
Okay, great. So novations are going to be really, really strong. Okay, novations for fix and flips are going to be strong. Why did I lose my butt on this deal? Ding, ding, ding. Ingrid got it. The number one thing that eats up a deal is hard money. Okay, it's the number one thing that eats up your deal. So in this situation, our holding cost, it was pretty significant. We had a permit delay and a bunch of other things. So the city delay with Mesa ended up costing us an extra 5 months of holding costs, and at $3,500 a month, I mean, you're looking at nearly 20 grand in just money gone to the whole hard money lender. So if you don't have to use a hard money lender and you can fix and flip, novation agreements are gonna win, right?